What's up, guys? Kunal here, and baby Colt, future quarterback of the Detroit Lions, here to talk about the stock market today and for the next week. We got a lot to uncover because, boy, we had a red-hot Friday, and then the market did its typical thing where it just reversed, and we've been seeing that quite a bit. So let's uncover what the heck is going on in the market, and then how the heck we're going to play this, because there's really not that many good charts, but there's still some great ones. The question becomes, do breakouts keep getting faded, or do they start following through when we take out some of these levels? It looked like on Friday we were going to do it. We were up about I don't even know, 1.5 on the 1.5 on the QQQs, and then it was, look at this, hot run, and then we topped out at 10:30, and it was just, woo, the SPY itself actually closed red on the day. I mean, that's just unacceptable, right? That's just unacceptable. Isn't it cool? It's unacceptable for anybody but the Detroit Lions to win the Super Bowl. Yes. Is it unacceptable? Yes. Buddy, you look like a ginger today. What's going on? Yeah? Are you the first Indian redhead? That's right. So let's dig into what we got going on. Yes, Bachus. What do we got going on for the rest of the day? So I'm a little bit concerned about the constant rollovers. I think that personally, the QQQs and the SPY are still in breakout territory. We're still in a bull market. But we are going through a period of distribution. Distributions can even happen pre-breakout in a market, where you get a little bit of a churn for a period of weeks to even months, sometimes, where breakouts are failing, that sellers are in control and they're distributing to retail buyers. This could be happening because of the election coming, maybe not so much, but we got the Fed, we have some CPIs coming, right? More inflation data. The chatter has been that inflation is back on the rise. And no matter who wins this election, neither one of them will be good for it. They're both going to spend, they're going to spend double, triple whatever we take in, right? Which will be inflationary by nature. So I don't think it matters who wins, but the market is telling us, and the bond market is telling us, that they are not buying it, because even though we cut rates, if you look at the TLT, right, it's been nasty, right? And I think this is putting a lot of pressure on the markets. I don't think it's Ukraine or Israel or any of this kind of stuff. I really think it's going down to one simple thing, that while the market has been consolidating, the rates have been going down. So the market's having a lot of trouble breaking out. And so we just got to be a little bit mindful of this. Sell into all spikes unless you have a stock that's got some epic PR out, and then you can go in and trade that to the upside. For example, what I mean by that is something like a Tesla or something like that, right? Where, you look at it and you're like, all right, I have XYZ on the daily charts, and then I have a PR out, and so, right, it's earnings, so that's going to move irregardless to what's happening in the general market. So just something to kind of be mindful of as we go through this. Hold on, let me get rid of all these weird indicators just popped up. Toot. Right, and so you had earnings out, and then you have this subsequent, follow through. Man, if this has a little bit of a rest next week, it is a prime time. It's a prime time setup. This 270 is a huge spot. Now look, it's extended. It was just 210 a couple days ago, right? So what you need is like an inside day or some type of weekday. I would even say a shakeout day. What a shakeout day is like, okay, so you have all this bullishness. Now you have like one big down day, like 3, 4, 5%, right? Get all the Tesla short sellers, the Tesla bears being like, I told you so, right? Elon is doing this. And then it rips at 270, you'll set up for a really nice play. We took this on Friday on the week open. You had red to green, and then, dude, huge pop. And then we even rebought at the 50 EMA. Those are huge setups. Like if you get a big pop like this, the first pullback to 50 EMA is usually like a really nice deeper spot. I think it's still got legs, but I wouldn't chase. If it gaps up tomorrow, say it's at 272, 275, I'm not touching it, right? If it gaps down, say it's at 265, 263, something like that, I may look at it because now you kind of relieve some of that rubber band tension, and I think that goes a long way. Let's take a look at the rest of the watch list. DJT at this point, we want to keep adding on dips as it pulls back into the EMA. Friday was popping because, he was going on the Joe Rogan release was coming out. Now that's over. It's probably going to open up really, really weak. I'm not touching this unless it just kind of has like a nice flush off and then, into the election. And then the day of the election, if he wins and it gaps up, that's the easiest setup in the world. You short it. That's the classic sell the news play. If he wins the election, he'll gap up, and then, dude, you get the epic sell the news thing, and you hold this thing back down into, $5 or whatever it's probably going to be. Let's take a look. Onan here, not the hottest of setups. I would give this a B+, but you got a breakout here at 52. You got a 1 month kind of consolidation. I think this has got a chance on it. You can see the range on this is pretty fantastic. Let's roll with it. Hey, look, these nuclears, they've been getting sold off a little bit on spikes, but they're still holding the 9 EMA. I think this Oclo's got a chance. If I get a week open on this, look at the range on this, $2. I get a week open on this, I'm taking it. Reddit, flag pattern here. So we broke IPO highs. Now we're flagging here. Stop under the 9 EMA. To me, this looks like a swing trade, and it looks like something you can day trade. You only want to hit this on dips personally because it trades a little bit thin. If you look at the intraday action on this, right? If you look at the intraday action on it, it's got a lot of wicks. You want to always hit it on dips. Always hit it on dips. That's where it's really going to gain some traction. Otherwise, it's going to be dead. TSM, I think this is a swing trade. Frankly, if it clears 205, it's going to be a day trade tomorrow. And that could be a trigger for a secondary add on a swing trade. The swing trade entry was just a couple days ago, or even Friday. 205, I think, would be a secondary entry. It's got 215, 220 written all over it. Out of all the semiconductors, this one is the best looking. I like the overall look of it. Let's keep an eye on this. Wolf, dude, I had this sinking feeling it rips on Monday or Tuesday. 650, 675 is the spot. Silver, after the big multi-decade breakout, so this is a weekly chart, you have a classic pull back into the 9 EMA. Guys, anytime something breaks out like a 10-year base and it pulls back to the 9 EMA, yeesh. It's usually that first spot is a buy. So keep an eye on the 9 EMA. I think it's a good spot. I would personally play it with silver futures. Maybe I'll look into some options or something like that, but it doesn't look like they're that liquid on the option side, but it's enough, right? So I'll look at it either on the option side or the future side. I doubt I would touch this, the ETF. It moves too slow. Hey, this CCL, after this big breakout here, you got a nice orderly kind of 7-day pullback into 9 EMA. If it breaks this trend line, it's ready to go. GM, similar thing. So you got this flat top breakout here. If it gaps down into the 9 EMA to 50, I think that's a buy, right? Like, it's not the sexiest of names, but it's got enough ATR on it. Frankly, look, it does a 3% ATR. I mean, Microsoft does 1.5%. People trade that shit all the time, right? Apple's got 1.82% ATR. So this is double, not double, but right, significant more than that, almost a double. I'm into it, and it's super liquid. It also trades options. Like, you can get some juice behind it. Tesla, we talked about. Palantir, look, the earnings in 2 weeks, this is going to break out next week most likely, right? If this could go, this could be one of the ones that goes first candle tomorrow or Tuesday, meaning like it's right at the level, 45. I wouldn't be surprised to see the algos just turn on right as it breaks that IPO high. You'll have to rip it quick. So see how it reacts tomorrow in the pre-market. If it's got just a small base or something like that, it's going to have a good look to it. And then these Chinese stocks, they may have based out. I don't know for sure yet. You know, it could very well break down here. I'm watching this 9 EMA. If future breaks over this 9 EMA, then I think it's kind of back up into, I don't know if it gets back to 130, right? But back up into here. And Billy's got the same look. Right? Very, very similar look. So, guys, be careful. If you notice here, none of these are like premium, hotty-toddy setups, right? They're good-looking stocks, but I wouldn't consider anything we have an A+. Now, the beauty is we're in earnings season right now. There's going to be 30, 40 hot earnings setups tomorrow, and then I'll be on in the pre-market to go over them, right? So we'll be in the Discord room. I'll be on YouTube Live for everybody else on Tuesday. There's a lot of earnings plays every single day that follow through, and it's not just Tesla. Even the no-name ones like, you know, this LRN and stuff like that are gapping up on earnings and following through. It's been a surprisingly decent earnings season. We're seeing a lot of stocks follow through. I think the Detroit Lions going to the Super Bowl, and this earnings season is going to still be pretty hot. And the market at some point should bust loose. We may get one big shakeout before it happens, just because we're starting to see some signs of distribution and failed breakouts. But otherwise, man, I think we're still in a bull market, and it's a bull market till it's not. I love you guys. Take care. Happy Sunday. Go Detroit Lions. Peace.